Here we are in NAMM 2015, and we have come by Quilter to see the new Mach 2, and we happen to be with Mr. Patrick Quilter himself. So, how are you, sir?
I'm very good, thank you.
Are you enjoying the NAMM so far?
Well, how could we not enjoy this wonderful building just full of chaos and musical sound?
Remember, it is only day one of the NAMM show.
Thank you for reminding me.
Anyway, tell us a little bit about the Mach 2.
Well, the Mach 2 builds on the foundation of our original MicroPro, which was the amp we came out the door with 3 years ago. Especially the 8-inch model represents what we're up to as far as our brand value goes. It's high power, it's miniature, it's airline friendly. The Mach 2 is our Gen 2 version. We've added a couple of nice bells and whistles. We have some additional boost functions, some additional lead voices, added a couple of nice embellishments to the tremolo and the reverb, and all packaged in kind of a nice
sturdy looking, yeah. Wow, you can drop this guy, can't
well,
you?
the idea is, they're real professional amplifiers. So you're supposed to be able to, really take them around and use them. And the bumpers kind of protect the the sides from damage. So, even after years of use, they'll represent you well. Look good on stage, and they've been going over very well.
Tell us a little bit about the insides, the circuitry, and what's going on in there.
Well, the thing that I'm specializing in is it surprises me after all these years that nobody else has really figured out how to get old school sound with new school technology. So that's what we're all about. We've got the benefit of 40 years of technical development in my former career at QSC, and so we're using high power Class D circuits, 400 watts worth of headroom in here, but we reserve a lot of that for tone development. We actually have the amp clip at about 100 watts maximum. There's a power limiter control on there.
I think 400 would blow our heads off.
400 would be excessive, but it's nice. What that does for us is it allows the speaker to breathe and develop more voltage swing at those frequencies where it needs it. So those are some of the things that just bring the speaker to life and let the amp and speaker work as a system, which is one of the nice things that's about a good guitar amp, is that the speaker and amp play well together. Then we have a very nice full-service preamp to feed that, and everything's it's done with analog circuits. It's sort of my specialty. We have a digital reverb. That's the only thing in the amp that's digital, and so it does play well. It's got the dynamics and the chord definition and the sizzle and so forth that people are looking for.
Well, tell us really quickly here about the rest of your line.
Okay.
So we're standing here.
Yeah. Well, the Aviator was our response to people who said, I like what you're doing with the MicroPro, but it's got more stuff on it than I'll ever use. So here we have an amp that's got a great clean channel, a great dirty channel, same nice reverb, and it comes in a slightly larger open back format for the more traditional minded who just want basically an update for their proverbial Fender Deluxe or what have you. And so this comes in a single 8, twin 10, or the single 12. Same basic mojo as the MicroPro, but like I say, in a little more traditional minded package. Attentive viewers will note that we've updated the grill cloth to match our new Mach 2 look, so the whole line looks like plays together well. And then in the middle here we have our flagship amp, the mighty Steel Air, 200 full watts, a beautiful 15-inch speaker with a massive neo magnet. The whole thing weighs about 35 pounds, and it meets or beats the old heavyweight workhorses that the steel players have been using all these years.
I want to really just touch a little bit on what you said about that you can't believe that other people aren't looking at, trying to bring those vintage sounds, you've been following the curve and being able to do that all the way through. I mean, one of the things, when we first came in the door, Moog is right there. They're re-releasing their modular system. There's a lot of synths on the floor this year, which is pretty incredible. Tom Overheim's got his two voice. Dave Smith with the Prophets. Tell us a little bit about what your philosophy is that way, as far as preserving those types of sounds and bringing it into the modern world.
Well, that's kind of why we are able to do this now, as opposed to 40 some years ago when I tried to get started in the late 60s. The electric guitar and its companion amp have settled into being a real instrument. People know what they want. They know what the classic sounds are. They can, they can push them further, but it's got a definition to it now. So we can address that, and we can build equipment that has the same behaviors and whatnot that have proven over time to work well for guitar players. Back in the 60s and 70s, a lot of that was still unknown. And a lot of the work that's been done in between those years, mostly by tube developers, have been to refine and understand those values. But very few people address it from the basic level of physics, which is kind of where I come in. So we've incorporated those values in modern lightweight circuitry, and as fortunately it responds the same. People respond the same to it, and it's a beautiful thing.
Well, Patrick, thank you so much for letting us come over and talk to you. We hope for many more years of your innovation to come.
Well, thank you.
Thank you very much. NAMM 2015, hope you enjoy.